Well, we are all programmed for survival. We often don't embrace that fact.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at 8 times victims turn the tables on their would-be murderers by either taking out or severely wounding their attackers.
I shot him. I just grabbed the gun and shot behind me.
Elderly woman kills intruder. In what should have been a rather quiet night in 2023, a 67-year-old Florida woman was woken up by a strange rattle on her door handle.
The woman told deputies she first heard a front door handle shaking.
Thinking it was her husband returning from work, she opened the door, only to be greeted by 64-year-old Reginald Best, who barged in uninvited. Despite her repeated requests for him to leave, he refused and then raised his hands, revealing a weapon. Fearing for her life, she used her own gun to shoot him and called 911 soon after. Authorities later confirmed they had earlier received disturbing calls from Best and another neighbor. The sheriff hailed the woman's decisive action, stating that she had the right to defend herself.
She wasn't alone in the residence. She also had her 90-year-old mother, who's an Alzheimer's patient, in the home with her. So had she not had the foresight to arm herself, there's a high probability we may be investigating a double homicide right now where Best would have been the suspect.
For Best, though, this encounter proved fatal.
We have spoken to quite a few of the neighbors all up and down this strip here. They are all saddened by this, some in tears, because they say they have known this man for more than 20 years, and they say what he is accused of is out of character.
Store employee shoots armed robber. Armed and presumably ready to kill, a 28-year-old robber walked into a Happy Day food market in southwest Philadelphia.
That suspect actually had a wad of cash inside of his pocket, their pocket, when that store employee shot them.
With his face partially masked and gloves on, he pointed his gun at an employee and began taking cash from the register.
He had a handgun, he pointed it at one of the employees, then went behind the counter and point of gun started taking money from the cash register.
That's when an employee drew his own gun and fired multiple times. The robber died at the scene, and no one else in the store was reported injured. The police ruled the shooting as self-defense. Due to previous robberies, the employee had reportedly obtained a gun license and received shooting training.
And that's where he collapsed on the scene, where medics pronounced him dead at 10:45.
Texas woman shoots home invader. In 2024, a DeSoto, Texas woman on her way back from a nearby Taco Bell noticed a truck following her.
A quiet DeSoto cul-de-sac was disrupted Friday evening.
I just heard one gunshot go off first. Then it was followed by 2 more.
When it pulled into her driveway, she ran inside, called 911, and grabbed a handgun. Moments later, as the armed man tried to break in through the rear garage door, she shot at him multiple times. Neighbors, startled by the chaos, also called 911.
There was a lot of confusion going on, and shortly thereafter, the DeSoto Police Department showed up.
Police soon arrived and identified the armed man as 35-year-old Octavio Flores Mondragon. But that's not all. Turns out he had been shot in the chest and face but was still alive. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Though the woman's shots did not kill him, she thwarted what could have been a deadly attack.
DeSoto police tell me they're still investigating a motive in this case, and they're also investigating to see if the suspect is connected to other crimes or calls in that neighborhood as well.
Woman shoots intruder. What do you do when your life is threatened and you're backed into a corner? For one 55-year-old Alaskan woman, the answer was fierce self-defense.
This happened Sunday afternoon, we're told, in the 300 block of East Merrill Avenue.
On a Friday night in 2021, an intruder broke into her house wielding an axe. The man, a 66-year-old who was reportedly intoxicated, had threatened to kill her. But things didn't go quite as he planned, as she had a gun which she used. This intruder was eventually taken to the hospital, where he underwent surgery for non-life-threatening injuries. No charges were filed against the woman. In the end, this woman didn't just survive, she flipped the script on a night that could have ended in tragedy.
Not clear if the victim and the suspect knew each other. The investigation is ongoing.
CVS worker stabs serial shoplifter. In 2023, 50-year-old unhoused serial shoplifter Charles Brito stormed a Midtown Manhattan CVS store where Scotty Enoe worked. Witnesses say Brito made threatening comments towards female employees, punched Enoe multiple times, and even bashed his head against a cooler. After being battered, Enoe pulled out his folding knife and struck back, leaving Brito with 2 stab wounds to the liver. The injuries were were fatal, with the result that Enoe was charged with manslaughter.
Was it murder or self-defense?
Enoe's defense lawyer argued that he had the right to defend himself as he was violently assaulted.
You can get stabbed and still be attacking somebody. It's not necessarily going to stop you in your tracks.
The jury agreed with that argument, finding Enoe not guilty of manslaughter in 2025. Wife overpowers hitman. Fueled by adrenaline and a strong will to live, Susan Kuhnhausen survived a deadly attack in 2006. She had just gotten home from her shift as a nurse at an Oregon hospital when 59-year-old Edward Haffey ambushed her with a claw hammer, hitting her.
It became quickly clear that his intent was murder.
Despite the blow, Susan used her defense skills to fight back. He caught up with her in the hallway and punched her in the face, but she managed to overpower him, eventually choking him. She then ran to a neighbor's house and called 911. When police arrived, they found Haffey's lifeless body. In a shocking twist, investigations revealed that Susan's husband, Michael Kuhnhausen, hired Haffey to kill her.
You know, he wasn't an evil person. He was a person with significant issues who could never work through those issues.
Michael was arrested and convicted, while Susan became an advocate for victims' rights.
My goal is always to make this journey easier for anyone else who has to take it.
Husband shoots serial killer. In September 1986, Doug and Chris Wells of Montana lived through a nightmare that unmasked a serial killer, the Missoula Mauler.
Chris and Doug, they arrived at home. It's 100 Parker Court.
While at their home, their co-worker Wayne Nance struck Doug on the head. He then tied up both Doug and Chris, stabbed Doug in the chest, and left him to die in the basement.
And as soon as he turns his back to go inside, Nance strikes him in the back of the head with a length of pipe.
Nance dragged Chris upstairs, intending to assault her. Undeterred by his injury, Doug managed to break free. He loaded one bullet in his rifle and lured Nance away from Chris. As the fight intensified, Doug fired, hitting Nance, who died the following day in the hospital. Investigations later linked Nance to multiple past murders.
Multiple murders without detection for over a decade.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Woman's bravery stops serial killer. What was supposed to be a casual meeting for Heather Saul turned into a fight for her life. In 2015, Neil Falls met Saul online and tracked down her address in West Virginia. Once inside her home, he held her at gunpoint and tried to strangle her.
He just wouldn't let me get any air.
Fueled by raw survival instinct, Saul picked up a rake and fought back. When Falls set his gun down to seize the rake, she acted fast by grabbing the gun and firing behind her. The shot struck Falls in the head, killing him instantly. What police discovered in Falls' car was an arsenal of weapons, linking him to several murders across multiple states.
Detectives found a machete, axes, knives, a shovel, and a sledgehammer, bleach, plastic trash bags, a bulletproof vest, and 4 sets of handcuffs.
A list of potential victims was also found. They're safe, all thanks to Saul's fearlessness.
Police are not charging Heather for the shooting, which they say was in self-defense.
I knew he was there to kill me.
Who do you think is the most courageous among these victims? Let us know in the comments section.
I didn't choose my attacker's death for him. I chose my life.